Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Wednesday, March the 8th. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad to have you guys here. You know, silver is not a renewable resource. There's things out there, that if there's a shortage or whatever, factories will just produce more because something that they can actually make. But you don't make silver. You dig it out of the ground. It's in limited supplies in the ground. When it's gone, it's gone. Either that or the ore grades, and ore is what they get silver at. Ore basically is rocks. They crush and smash the rocks and find tiny little flecks of silver that are inside the rocks and put all those little flecks of silver together to make a bigger piece of silver. It's a process. But it's found in the Earth's crust, and it's the ore grade means everything. It's like how much silver is in those rocks. Is it a lot of silver or a little bit of silver? And the thing is the ore around the Earth for thousands of years, we dug silver. But how we dug it was with a pick and a shovel and an axe and a cart or whatever and a donkey, or that's how we did it. And then the Industrial Revolution came along. And we had steam machines that had a big digger on the end of them. We could dig it out 1,000 times faster. And then the big diesel machines came along. Hydraulic machines that could dig it out even faster during the Industrial Revolution. And so because we could dig it out so fast, what did? We headed out to all the places where we had what's called high-grade ore. Of course, we want profits. Of course, we want to dig out the best ore available. So we had record silver production because we had the machines to dig it out and we knew where it was. And we scoured the earth. Humanity scoured the earth, and we found all the silver and dug it out as fast as we could for the least amount of production costs. Gas was cheap. Industrial machines were well equipped for this. And now, so what's happening now is ore grades are falling off. What does that mean? It means that there's less silver per ton of ore when you have to extract the silver. And so now they've dug out all the best ore, and now the grades are falling off. And this is going to continue. In other words, less and less silver per ton of ore that you have to extract. But what's going to happen in the very near future is energy costs are going to go through the roof, because energy costs are the same thing. And silver is very energy intensive for extracting the silver from this ore. It's extremely energy intensive. You got to crush the ore into powder, or crush the rocks into powder to extract the ore. And when you start to get less and less, I think if I remember right, I think it's down. It was like 13, 14, 17 even ounces per ton of ore, and now it's down, I think, 6, and dropping fast. Soon, it's going to be like 1 ounce per ton. So I have to process a whole ton of ore just to get 1 ounce of silver. That's what it's going to be too soon. You watch in a couple more years. But they'll still be digging it and mining it. And energy costs by then will be double, triple, quadruple what they are now. And so, demand. What about demand? Well, there's investor demand, there's industrial demand, and industrial demand just basically wastes all the silver that they get, and that's a huge demand for silver. And this article here is talking about industrial demand for silver. It's in every solar panel. It's in every cell phone. Every time you take your cell phone out of your wallet. Every time you go home and you kick your feet up on the couch and you want to watch some TV, there's silver in your TV. Probably the energy that's being produced to run your TV Might be the solar panels on your roof, and there's silver in all of them. There's even silver in your socks, for crying out loud, and in your underwear. It's critical for industry. They can't use anything else except silver. And here, what this article says, solar energy production could require most of the world's global reserves in just a few more years. And you think they're going to quit making these solar panels? Think again. They're going to make more than they've ever made, and they're going to suck up more of the silver. So what about the... Well, the price is going to go up massively. I'm going to predict right now that when all is said and done, a few more years down the road, not right away, but a few more years down the road, we're going to see a 4-to-1 silver price to gold ratio. Of course, I've been predicting this for quite a few years. What I mean by that is, you just 4 ounces of silver and you'll be able to buy an ounce of gold. And you think gold's going to stay at the price it is now? When the whole world's monetary system, it's the only fundamental behind the whole world's monetary system. All of our currencies are basically, and the East knows this, with them is stocking away gold for themselves over in China and Russia. They've been shipping it all east because they want to back their monetary system with something of hard value, hard asset. In the West, their monetary system's basically just floating free on I said so. In other words, that's what fiat currency is, guys. It's just the government just says, well, this is worth money, this currency. And it's just on I say so. And that's only as good as characters involved that are giving it the I say so. And they don't seem to really know what they're doing, because we got Powell in there right now testifying before Congress or whatever. And the thing is they're breaking down. This is what I got to tell you guys. I know I'm straying a little bit from the silver topic. I'm going to get back to this in just a second. But it reminds me of a runaway diesel engine. Diesel engines will do that sometimes. They'll run away. In other words, they'll run. You turn the off switch, the key off. You turn the key off. The engine doesn't stop. It goes faster and faster and faster and faster. And generally what happens in the end is it just keeps going faster and faster, getting hotter and hotter and hotter, a diesel engine that's running away, until it blows up and it's over. But it's running, it's really running, and it's running hot. This is what our economy over here in the West reminds me of. It's like a runaway diesel engine, and they're doing everything they can to bring it down and stop it. But you know what happens when a runaway diesel engine stops? It stops suddenly and it don't crank again. It freezes up. It's done. In order to get it running again, you have to tear it all to pieces and replace gosh knows what went wrong with it after. Maybe the valves are all burnt out and the pistons are all busted and the rings it's just a mess. And that's what could happen to us. We could have a sudden freeze to our economy because it's all structured on a Ponzi scheme. Meanwhile, they see this over in the East right now, and they're setting up their own banking system, their own equivalent of the World Bank, their own SWIFT system, their own monetary system based on gold as an underlying fundamental asset. And they're pulling away from the use of the dollar in trade for oil. What do you think's going to happen? They're seeing that we're going down. They're seeing that we're a sinking ship. And they know that our whole thing is based on a Ponzi scheme. And they're just waiting. And in fact, not just waiting, they want to somehow see us come down. And the Fed's helping. They're going to seize up the engine, and the economic engine. But look, here's silver. Getting back to this again. Can you imagine that these solar cells are needed because we're having energy issues? And They're not going to stop making them. And they take a lot of silver. And here, most of the world silver is going to be gone by 2050. But you know, these estimates are always off. And one thing, it's probably going to happen sooner than 2050. It says silver offtake for photovoltaics reached a record 113.7 million ounces in 2021. That compares to only 50 million ounces in 2013. So it shows you how it's growing. It's more than doubled from 2013 until 2021, which is less than 10 years. It's over doubled. Now, I'm going to tell you what, there's a set amount of silver that's coming in from the mines every year. And that amount is going to start to decrease now. Plus, what we have is people out there who are buying, silver investors, who are just buying the raw bulk silver product. You know, coins, bars, whatever. They're tapping into that too. And so industry's going to need a lot more. And what you have is you have silver investment's going to need a lot more. And it's just setting up for a world silver shortage. There's just not going to be enough silver to go around because the mines can't keep up. They could keep up back when they had good ore to dig and energy prices were cheap. But now the ore grades are falling off and energy prices are going up, and this thing's going to hit the wall. Have you got your silver? Because I know it's been smashed, and it just got smashed. But heck, they've overdone it. They've overdone it at this point. It's being overdone. Take a look at the gold and silver price today. You know, 2004 for $20.04. And look at this smash where they've knocked it down, like, you know, it's almost under $20 right now. And they're overdoing it. They're overcooking it on silver. Let's see. I mean, you could smash Bitcoin down to $5,000, and still it wouldn't be overdoing it. But this stuff, they're overdoing it because it has a cost associated with getting it. And the paper traders out there, they don't know anything. They just are bidding on paper short contracts, which are just, they're not real silver. They're just paper, and they can just touch of a key on a computer and they can adjust this price. And they're right on the edge of overcooking it, because if they go down much lower, they're going to be going down below mining production costs pretty soon. And the silver miners, they just took away $1 yesterday. They took away $1 of the profit margin, which is extremely tight profit margin right now. And they just took away $1 of the silver. This is going to translate to the mines. The mines are going to say, what did silver drop to? Close that section of the mine. It's not profitable anymore. That's what the miners will do. They're not in it just for fun. They don't care. The mines don't care. If a section of the mine becomes unprofitable, they'll just close it until it becomes profitable again. Or they might keep mining in there and they'll just put the silver away for themselves or something like that. But, you know, I mean, they're not going to sell if they're going to lose money. And, I mean, to drop a whole buck off the price when there's such a small profit margin, when you got right now, you've got to mine, what would it be? Well, like 300-400 pounds of ore, of rocks, to get 1 ounce of silver. You got to get that silver out of those rocks. Hundreds of pounds of rocks. You got to extract it. And then you got to melt it, and then you got to purify it, which is a lot of different processes. No, you're buying value when you buy silver. You tell me, what value is there when you go out and in these dollars? What's the actual value in the dollars that you have? I mean, they're just polymer. You can't even use it for anything. And some of them are paper, either paper or polymer. I think the United States dollar, I think, is a combination of paper and polymer. But neither one has any net real value to it. In other words, what I'm saying is a $1 US $1 bill, looking at the nominal value of the paper, would have the same exact value, because it's only worth the paper, as a $100 US bill. They're both exactly the same value, because that's all they are. Once you take away that I say so value that they have. And what is that little slip of paper worth? Well, the same as toilet paper. That's what it's really worth when you take away the I say so value. And the I say so value is all a confidence game. And they're going to be taking the confidence away pretty soon, because they are incompetent. Incompetence takes away competence. In other words, your faith in them. And that's the only thing that holds the whole thing together, is faith. It's just a human emotion is the only thing that gives them value. Okay, I had my little rant about that, but let's take a look at gold today. Gold is up $3.90, but it can't make up for the loss that it took. I mean, it was up. I mean, it's up. It's down, way down right now. A good time to buy, as far as I'm concerned. If that's what you're into, and a lot of people, that's what you should be into. But I mean, a lot of people, they don't even know about it. You ever seen these Mark Dice videos where he goes on the street and tries to not sell, but give away his bar of silver? It's like a 10 ounce bar of silver. And he says, do you want the 10 ounce bar of silver? And he says to them, you can go right over to that pawn store over there, or that gold shop across the street. And he says, you can trade it in for hundreds of dollars. And they're like clueless. He says, do you want it, or do you want this chocolate bar that I got at the dollar store for $1? And they always grab the chocolate bar because they don't know what the silver is. None of them do. But by gosh, if he was out there and he had a $10 bill and he said, do you want this $10 bill or do you want this chocolate bar? Every dang one of them would take that stupid piece of paper. I know none of it makes any sense, but it's all about training. But what I'm saying is this whole thing, all the training and everything else, they're going to know pretty damn soon what has real value and what doesn't. They're going to learn. They're going to learn the hard way. Cryptocurrency today, we're looking at 22,139 for Bitcoin. Ethereum is at 1559. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is off. It's right now it's down 61 points at 32,776. Taking a look at the S&P 500, it's up 5 points. It's at 3,992. Taking a look now at crude oil, it's down $1.09. Now, crude oil is signaling. It's been going down. It's 76.49 right now. It's down 1.41% today. It's signaling. It's been down in the last couple days. It's been hovering up around $80. It's signaling something is starting to go wrong. No, we got a big Silvergate bank going down, but it's a crypto bank, and they're talking to the FDIC right now to see what they can do, come to an arrangement to try, I guess, bail the bank out or whatever. But it's just the first of many that are going to start failing. And we're right on the cusp right now. And, you're going to see a lot of fireworks very soon, because the Fed just can't keep raising these rates. I say, well, they can keep raising these rates, but they can't without having dire consequences that are going to happen from it. They're bursting the bubbles. Taking a look now at bonds and rates, and we're seeing, oh, it's kind of mixed today. We're looking at a U.S. 10-year at 3.95. It's fell two basis points. We're looking at a U.S. 30-year at 3.85, and it's fell 3 basis points. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index now at 105.65, and appears to be going along sideways today. I'm going to tell you guys what. I got to give you guys a little bit of pep talk because this is so important to you and your finances about silver. Because we've seen the price go down. I know it makes an awful lot of people out there discouraged. You know, when they see the price go down a whole buck in a day, and maybe they just bought some silver and stuff, and they're like, damn, I'm never buying this stuff again. You know, when they see the price drop a buck. But you got to understand, you got to think twice. Think about the fundamentals. This is a big trick that they're playing in the financial system. They're taking something that has absolutely no intrinsic value whatsoever, and they're putting it on a pedestal and making it what everybody wants. And the other thing that has all intrinsic value, they're putting it over there and they're saying, oh, that's a barbaric relic from the past. You don't want that. And they keep nailing the price down artificially, using paper short contracts. And this has been going on for a long time. But never forget, sooner or later, this mechanism's going to break. And I think a lot sooner than later. And you don't want to be on the wrong side of this trade. So I got to give you guys a little pep talk here. You know? Hold your guns, guys, and stay on course. Even though it's hard. You got to have guts. But it's going to really pay off big in the end. Big. Catch you guys in the next show. You guys have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.